Everyone, it is Friday Morning Live. I am your friendly neighborhood optician, Daniel Brunson. This is Hicks Brunson Eyewear Studios, Hicks Brunson Eyewear store in Utica Square in the heart of Midtown Tulsa. And we got a special event today, Becki Jo.
Yes, Daniel, we do.
Special event. Oh, lots of people jumping in on Instagram. Good to see everybody. Good morning. We're streaming on both Instagram and YouTube this morning from Hicks Brunson Eyewear. New release from GÖTTI Eyewear. New release. Autumn, winter release from GÖTTI Eyewear. We have all of those here in the store. Why?
Because we are having a trunk show. So today, all day long, we're gonna not only show you the new releases, we're also gonna show you some oldies but goodies. Those of you who are local to Tulsa, please stop in, see us. Those of you who are not local to Tulsa, you can give us a call. If you see something in the live that sparks some interest in you, just give us a holler, send us an email, message us on our website and stuff, and we can help connect you to that frame.
Because we've got some show specials today only. We've got specials. Good morning from Durham, North Carolina. Renee, good morning. Oh, did we get Fossifos Clint in? I don't know if we got that in yet. Maybe we'll look at that in the Q&A section at the end. Today it's all about GÖTTI Eyewear because of the special trunk show. Special promotional discount price on your GÖTTI purchase today as well. You can message us for details. You can come in and shop with us for details and see all these pieces. And if you see something you're watching from far away, you can reach out to us by phone and we'll help you virtually. So we've got a lot of new releases. We've got new releases in precious objects from GÖTTI. And what would you describe, Becki Jo, how would you describe the new aesthetic from the autumn winter release here?
I would say it embodies the 70s and 80s, not only in shape and size, but also in the color palettes. You have a lot of absolutely, I have to grab this because I think it's gorgeous, this absolute gorgeous pairing of like plums and purples and burgundies. You've got that translated over into some new metals. And they also, for those of you who maybe you don't like something shiny and you like more of a matte finish, they did release an entire series in matte finishes as well, but they definitely grab a hold of that bigger, bolder shape and size and style of the 70s and 80s that we're referring to.
Very 70s, 80s, awesome retro pieces we're gonna have fun with today. And GÖTTI's design philosophy is very Swiss minimalism, seamless technology, proprietary materials. I'm wearing my own GÖTTI Precious Objects piece today, just classic craftsmanship, Japanese titanium pieces with palladium plating, gold plating, and there's two new shapes in the Precious Objects collection we're going to share in a moment, but let's dive into that actually right now. Yes. So we've shared Precious Objects before, and I just want to give a quick recap. These are the original 4 shapes that were released earlier in 2025, in the spring of 2025, and there's an aviator, there's a navigator, which is the one I'm wearing here. There's a hexagonal, and then there's a round piece. And I've described how much I love these pieces because, first of all, one of the most comfortable frames you will ever put on your face. They weigh nothing. They use this very stretched, thin titanium design, very thin around the tip. And then this little design detail at the end, this harkens back to the earliest model of frame that I have seen on this was a 1930s vintage American optical piece that I saw looked very similar to this. So these are beautiful pieces. 2 new shapes here, 2 round shapes. One kind of a panto and one just kind of a traditional classic round. And they did something a little different here. I'll hang on to that. They've got saddle bridges, guys. So, we get requests for saddle bridges sometimes, and there's never enough saddle bridges for the people who prefer a saddle bridge. Yeah, there's very few out there, I feel like, in the world. So models, what, 5 and 6?
5 and 6.
Yeah. Yep. And which is 5 and which is 6? Maybe
5 is the more
the round the panto.
It's more the panto.
The panto, okay.
Yeah, it's more the panto.
So this is 5. So a little more panto. Panto just meaning a little flatter on the top, a little rounder on the bottom, but still a very round classic shape. But there it is, that saddle bridge. So those of you that prefer not to feel the weight of the nose pads on each side of your nose, you can wear a saddle bridge like this, and it's quite comfortable. And then if you want that nice kind of round, clean, classic look, then you've got this piece right here. So just like with the first 4 models, there are 3 colors in each. And those colors are gold, gold up top, rose gold in the middle, and then silver or palladium. So gold plated and palladium plated on those pieces. So Precious Objects, also they come with beautiful packaging, beautiful new different leather case, a T3 driver because they have a star screw. The Precious Objects pieces are very nice, and I've been really enjoying wearing my navigator shape from the Precious Objects. So what else do we have on tap for today in new shapes?
In new shapes. So I'm going to start with Giselle, which is what I'm wearing today. This is done in like a pearlescent white. So this is a titanium, very thin rimmed. This is a 55i15 bridge. The only reason why I can pull this off is because the bridge is so narrow. A normal 55i is going to look absolutely ginormous on my face. But because of the fact that bridge is so small, it kind of brings the overall width down a little bit. This is the black version of it, and it is a matted black. This could be that classic metal that you wear when you want that minimalist look, but you still want something that's gonna catch attention. If you want something with a little bit more color, they have this beautiful pearlescent blue. And it is just, it's that little pop of color. They did also release this frame in 3 other additional colors. I'll show you real quick. They did it in gold. So if you are looking for just a simple gold oversized, they also did it in, I'm assuming this is going to be their moss, because moss is usually a standard color within their collection. And in their metals, it tends to be a little bit softer, more like a minty moss. And then they also did a red. And this red is not like your traditional bright red. This is more like a fall red. So if you want to embrace a little bit of color, but you still want to keep it super, super minimal, these would totally work. This temple, I have a couple of their metals. I love this temple. It is super minimalist behind the ear. You hardly even feel it. And because these are so light, they just are super comfortable to wear. What did you find, Daniel?
All right, so we were talking about 70s, 80s inspired design here, and they have this new piece, WAID Wade, I suppose. I mean, look at this thick acetate, oversized, double bar acetate. Love this piece, very throwback. And like everything GÖTTI does, the polish on these, the polish on the acetate, I mean, look at that color. But the polish is all done by hand. They like to engrave the name of the person at the factory at GÖTTI who actually did the hand polishing. So this one you can actually see, you know, these are actually German-made acetates, Reinhold. It'll say right here, Reinhold, hand polished by Reinhold. So one of the beautiful things that they do, what do we have here? 5-barrel hinge, double rivets, but great use of color, you know, brown, blue, you know, interesting, really wearable. And what are there, about 6 colorways in this? I mean, everybody's favorite. You've got this nice, like, kind of tortoise effect. Is it all tortoise? Yeah, it's simply all tortoise. Just, you know, classic, easy, clean, doesn't get much better than that. This is a 57i, which sounds like a big eye size, but it's a narrow 14 bridge. So, you know, it's not super, super wide, but it's definitely very, very deep here on the face. So I want to share a couple other colors.
2 other colors?
Yeah, because, you know, they don't often do, you know, this is a color that, you know, some people really like. If you want a crystal look, this has been, never really has trended out. A lot of people ask us for this crystal, but I feel like this is the better looking crystal. It's the champagne. It's just got a little bit of color on the skin. Although I do suggest, I think this looks better on people with a little more color to their skin than perhaps myself. And then this is a great color here. You've got this kind of burgundy gray gradient. Look how nice that is. And I like how they did the fade. You go from burgundy to gray green back here towards the end of the temple, but I mean, isn't that just a nice oversized aviator shape? You could totally rock a Transitions extra active lens, or
throw a tint in there.
Yeah, light tint in there. This would be a super cool look for sure.
And this is the 6th color in that frame.
Yeah, and that is it's
like a classic black, isn't
black
it?
with like a gray inlay. Yeah, so again, Wade, W-A-I-D. Love this look, very 70s. Yes.
So I have Wenked, W-E-N-K-E-D. This is an oversized as well. This is a 54-16, and this colorway is stunning. It's like a cranberry to teal. and they take it all the way down the temple. And when I tried this on yesterday, I was kind of a little perplexed because you would think it would be larger at the top, smaller at the bottom to kind of give that angular uplift, but they didn't do it that way. They kind of flipped the script just a tad. They also have it in this really pretty, like fall olive to a really pretty auburn at the bottom. The colorways in this collection are pretty amazing because the way one color just melds into another kind of creates its own color when they meet. So this is kind of like a pinkish lavender down into this really pretty blue. And again, these are made in Germany, hand polished. This one is actually hand polished by Iris. And their polishers, their master polishers who spend so many years polishing acetate, they have to do it for so many years before they become a master polisher. So the little shout out that they give by engraving the name of the person, that kind of goes to how many years of work they have done at their craft, because it is a craft to be able to put such a high polished sheen on all of these acetates. I mean, the way the light hits it, it makes it look so pearlescent and just so gleaming every time the light hits it. And this colorway is probably one of my favorites just because I like blues and greens. So it is like a really pretty ocean blue at the top, and it kind of goes down into this really soft green at the bottom. So if you have blue or green eyes, this is going to make them pop just a little teeny bit more because of the colorway of this frame.
Something I wanted to share a little bit earlier when I was talking about the precious objects, and this is my own personal pair, the P004, I think they call it the Dickens shape. One way that you can style these with your custom lenses is to do something fun with the photochromic. For instance, Zeiss lenses, they recently released their new burgundy color, and it's quite a nice color here. If you look at it, new burgundy, it released in Europe about a year ago. For some reason, they made us wait about a year in the US to get this color here, but alas, it is here now, and look how good that looks. So you can do the new Zeiss Photo Fusion Burgundy. I love the way it looks in the palladium color frame. I could also imagine the blue, the Zeiss blue, which is that rich, vibrant blue, would look phenomenal in the palladium color frame. So it really kicks up the style, but not only kicks up the style with the burgundy, but it's also a nice warm tone. So when you look through it, those of you that like transition brown colors will really like the burgundy because everything's warm, sharp, and clear looking. And if you want to dive a little bit deeper into the new Zeiss burgundy color, I do have my video up on the Hicks Brunson Eyewear YouTube channel right now that explores the new burgundy color. And I also have a video up that explores the Zeiss Photo Fusion blue and it compares it to the Transition Sapphire blue, two very unique blues, each offering their own benefits. So yes, my friend Armstrongski on Instagram says the Zeiss burgundy is fire. Sure is. Good morning, Tom. Tom Payson on YouTube. Good morning. We're talking about the new pieces from GÖTTI, the autumn-winter release, and I want to share something from the GÖTTI Perspective collection, which for those of you who are not familiar with Perspective, it is the GÖTTI rimless collection. And you say, what are you talking about rimless? That looks like a rim on that lens, Daniel. Well, that's because it's a rimless, it's a drill rimless, but GÖTTI has a nylon rim, and these can come in different colors, and you can have the rim or not have the rim. And if you're looking at this one and you're wondering why you might have seen it before, if you've seen Oprah on TV at any point in time in the last, what, 2 years?
2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years now. Oprah, this is one of her favorite frames. She has it in a couple of different colors and she wears it all the time. Pretty sure she wore it during her highly rated, like Meghan and Harry TV interview that she did. So this is from the GÖTTI Perspective collection. So talking about that 70s vibe in the new autumn winter.
Oh, most assuredly.
I mean, guys, this is what you call a drop temple. The temple hinge, and rather than being up top, has been dropped down to near the bottom of the lens. It's a large, oversized shape. Look at that blue light, kind of well. This is an indoor outdoor, a little bit darker than an indoor outdoor, like almost a true outdoor,
yeah,
but not as dark as a full outdoor. So because you can still see my eyes pretty well. Love that look, that blue and the gold. And this is the light temple from the GÖTTI perspective. So you've got, it's very thin. This thing weighs nothing, guys. So, and you've got lots of fun colors that they have decided to do with some of these new rimless pieces. Does that not look 70s?
Yeah,
you got big,
all day long.
big round, like light tint, right? So, or how about this right here? You know, this is incredible. And guys, for those of you that, you know, might be wondering, I mean, this is not only kind of a fashion tint that you might do something along these lines, but this is a very comfortable tint color to wear for anybody who is seeking some relief from bright fluorescent indoor lights, staring at your screens, you're working on computers all day long. This is a phenomenal tint for eye comfort on lots of indoor use for eye comfort.
And at the very beginning, I talked about the fact that they did bring a series of frames in the matte version. So we're going to play off the perspective that Daniel was just talking about. So instead of having an acetate temple, they've used the perspective temple and paired it with a matte finish acetate. These are super comfortable and very, very lightweight. This has absolutely no weight on the face whatsoever. But they've done it with some very, what I would consider very classic colors in their repertoire of colors that GÖTTI has. They also do like a really good blue. So this is kind of like a forest or matte green. They did a really great blue. They also did, they call this deep dark brown, but it's matte, so it's really not that dark. But it is one of those colors that is super neutral. I have one of their dimension pieces in the same colorway, and it is just something that if you want something that's just gonna go real easy with whatever you're wearing, this is definitely a very good option. They did release that shape, which is Renzo, and it is a 52i 17 bridge, also in a matte crystal. So this is that champagne color that Daniel was showing you earlier, but as a matte, it has a little bit more color to it. So people can actually get this and be able to wear it maybe more as a matte finish than they could as a shiny polished crystal, just because the matte kind of darkens the actual color that the acetate would take on. So this is something that a lot more people, I think, would be able to wear easier than a shiny crystal. What else do you have for us, Daniel?
All right, I'm going to talk about Alman, and this is a new titanium piece. Clean, boxy shape, but soft around the corners, so very easy to wear, very nice looking, and a good size that I feel will fit a lot of people. 53i 17 bridge. It comes in some great colors. This here is a brown and gold combo. Matte finishes though, so nothing's overdone, nothing's too shiny or too out there. Although if you want some shine, if you want something that's a little more polished, look at this here, shiny gold. Very nice, very clean. I actually love this. I wish I would have seen this earlier. I may have put the burgundy or the blue or something in this. Look how nice that boxy shape is, and that silver. And there are several good colors. There's a green and, let's see, there's a brown and gold. And there's a navy.
Navy and silver.
Yep.
Navy and silver is always a popular colorway for them.
Right. So you have navy and silver, you know, can't go wrong here. And if you want something a little softer, you have a soft green and gold color as well. And I want to talk about shifting gears for just a moment. There's a new piece from the Dimension collection, and Good Morning should be receiving Hapter today. Yes, we're excited for you to get that. This is Matej, M-A-T-E-J. And again, this is jumping back over to the Dimension collection, which is their polyamide material. It's a nylon-based material. It looks super chunky, very lightweight on the face, and available in 14, 15 colors. Yeah, so they kind of make these to order for the most part. So, you know, on YouTube, Andy asks, will we get the new MOC collection? You better believe, Andy, we're going to get the MOC collection. Just watch. We have been close contact with Masunaga. We're going to be one of the first stores in North America to get the new Machs 4, 5, and 6. The The G colors, the edition 120 colors that they only made 30 of each, unfortunately have already all sold out, but we will have the new Masunaga MOC collection for sure. We will let you know when we get it. Back to the Metege, this is, oh, I'm sorry, Miley. There's two here.
Oh,
this is Miley, so you can see the difference. Similar size, Miley pops up a little more from the bridge. Maybe that makes it a little more feminine, but I think nothing wrong with a man wearing this one. But you see this one is just not quite so exaggerated. I love that color.
That's the Montege in black.
And denim, yeah, right there. So then you've got Montege in black right here.
Well, they call it ash. We call it black. It's still the same thing.
They call it ash, yeah. Well, it's like when I go to Starbucks and, you know, they call, I say large and they call it venti or whatever they call it, yeah. So it's fun to have a fun word for the color, but yeah, it's a matte, it's very matte black. So great bold shape. And I've got a, you know, this one, it actually makes a phenomenal sunglass. So this is Montege in ash. And look how good it looks with a sunglass. And when I tell you these are comfortable, guys, like, you know, these weigh nothing. So comfortable on the face. This material, this kind of paddle style temple, very sculpted, very light. And then this is a new sunglass called Sarto. And look at this bad boy right here. I mean, how cool is that, right?
That looks really good.
Gray gradient tint, kind of over, what size is this? This is oversized, 60 eye size, 12 bridge, nice coverage. Really dig the vibe on this one.
Going to step back here for just a second. We did look at Renzo, and this is Rihanna. Rihanna is a 48 or 49? 49, I'm sorry, 4917. So this, if you are looking for a matte finish tortoise, this is probably the closest you're gonna find within this collection. Super easy to wear. Just absolutely super easy to wear. These matte frames, because of the fact that they have put the perspective temple on here, this is probably one of the most comfortable temples you will ever put on, next to possibly the titanium ones by Masunaga. I'm a big temple feeler person. I want to know how it feels on my face. And these right here are absolutely the bomb. I love them. They're super comfortable, very lightweight. Once they're fitted, this frame is not going to move on my face at all. So this is a really good, this is the mocha color, and then they also did it, of course, in navy. There are the other three colors, the crystal, the ash, and the deep dark brown, but they're just great shapes. They're very wearable and just really good colors.
I was so glad when I saw they put that perspective temple on those acetate fronts, because as Becki Jo said, it is a very comfortable temple. And speaking of perspective, we're gonna look at a couple more perspectives right now. This is shape DC02. It's a 57 eye. Look, it's a big navigator, double bar, but a true rimless navigator. So that bridge bar and top bar are attached to those lenses via drill holes. This is one of the more complicated shapes to cut and drill lenses for, but it is beautiful when it turns out nice. I like the nice gold. These weigh absolutely nothing, and you know, these would make a phenomenal tinted lens, transitions lens, what have you. And this is one of those concepts where I talked about it earlier. These frames in this collection can have a rim or not have a rim. So I have with me here the DC02, same exact shape, but it does have a thin loop rim around the edge. So no rim, just a frosted edge right there. This one has a very thin nylon rim that's fitted into a groove that is grooved around the edge of the lens. So you get just the hint of the shape, you see it just a little bit more, and I really love this piece. Like, I've been a sucker for a good navigator double bar frame for quite a long time. Every time I see one that's well done, that the proportions are right and it's complementary to the face shape, I really love it. And this is one of those pieces that, because of the way these frames are made, you know, so durable, flexible, no screws, these connectors, they're called. You see these little points right here and here and here and here, where the frame is inserted into the drill hole. That's a nylon material. It's actually the same nylon material that they use to make the Dimension collection. So these nylon-based frames, this material right here, that material that runs around the outer rim, and also these little dots where the drill holes are, that's all the same material, and it's quite a smart process that they came up with over at GÖTTI to make a rimless construction that's low maintenance, comfortable, durable, easy to adjust, and just easy to wear.
I have another new release. So this is a little bit oversized acetate. I'm definitely feeling the early 80s here this morning wearing this. This is a 56i16 bridge. This is Shia. This is done in this really pretty soft like lemon crystal at the top, and it fades into pink. They also did it where it is a pink that fades into a blue. Super wearable shapes, just super, super comfortable. And if you're wanting something like this is the shape that you like, but you're not really super pastel-y and you want a more neutral color, they did do a few solid colors. So this is kind of one of their deep, they call them like deep dark blues or deep navies. This is one of those colorways that you could wear as something that's super neutral in your color arsenal of frames. Then they also have one that is a slight bit smaller. I just want to show this one really quick, and then we can, then we just have those that are left in the news besides the metal. This is STILES. It is a 55i15 bridge. This one is just a little bit better proportioned, at least for my face. I really appreciate the way this one feels. It is done again in that super shiny polished acetate. They also brought in that yellow and pink again. The pink. Oh. Sorry, Christy.
The pink.
The pink and the blue.
Purple blue.
Purple blue.
Kind of brownish.
Well, yeah. I think it's like maybe
kind
that
of a brownish, purplish, bluish, grayish blend.
Yeah, it's got lots of things going on, but they're super thin, so they're going to take a lens very, very well, and they're super, super comfortable.
Okay, so this piece, this is called Solan, S-O-L-A-N. It's a 55i15 bridge. Look how nice this is. Big and boxy, and look at that color, that deep brown gradient. Is that a crystal? Yeah, that's a crystal gradient down there. I mean, look how nice that is. I love the smooth, again, you know, it always goes back to like, there's a lot of handwork in this good quality, like kind of luxury eyewear, and a lot of polishing, and their polishing has been on point for so long, and when they're polished well and made well, they go on really smooth and they're easy to wear. Purple lens review in November. However, it has disappeared. What happened to it? Dave Letman, purple lens review in November. Well, I mean, it must still be there because I don't think I took anything down. So we'll see if we can look that up, Dave. Lots of different color reviews. There's so many. And speaking of colors, what color do we have here? Look at this kind of teal gradient. Look how nice this is. Now, if this is not a good winter color, I don't know what is. And actually, you know, this is the struggle I always have when I'm kind of picking out colors for myself, because, you know, naturally I feel like this suits my coloring really well, like my skin and hair color, this kind of brown gradient right here. This one though, I feel like I put this on and look how it makes my eye color just a little more apparent. So you kind of have, you know, two options when you're selecting frame colors for yourself. You know, maybe you want to complement your natural hair, skin color, or maybe you want something that makes your eye color pop. And so there's a couple of different options there. Or maybe you want to do something that's a little more striking. So you do like a darker polished black like this one. And, you know, this is kind of giving a little bit of a Clark Kent kind of vibe to me all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, not exactly. I think his was a tortoiseshell, a little more rounded.
Yep.
You know, this is a little more angular, but it's that larger, it's that 80s. I mean, that's what it is.
I'm telling you, that's this whole thing.
80s Clark Kent. Yeah.
80s revival, it really does.
Yeah, 80s, 70s. I mean, you know, really, I think 70s too, because you shared this one already at the very start of the stream. But guys, one of my favorite shows on TV right now, like my wife and I love to watch Ghosts on CBS. And really popular show. I'm sure some of you are watching it. There's a character on there named Flower, who's like right out of the 1970s. And I mean, this is just about exactly what she's wearing for the frame. And just very 1970s. You do something this, you do a little bit of a light brown tint and something like this.
Oh yeah, most assuredly.
Or a light purple, you know, you've got 70s written all over this new release.
Yes. Daniel already spoke a little bit about some perspective designs in some of the suns, but I think it's important that we share some of the good classic shapes from perspective. This is SF04 underscore 53. So underscore 53 means the eye size is 53 millimeters wide. This is a 17 bridge. This also has that little thin loop all the way around done in a groove mount. Frames like this, if you are wanting something super minimalist, but you're wanting to maybe play with some color, you're wanting to have something that is very different from anybody else, you are probably going to find a shape in the Perspectives collection that you can do something with to make it either super neutral, super fun, bold pop of color, or something bold in the shape. So this is the same shape, but they've done what's called the bold loop. So you have this configuration and you have this configuration. You see at the top and the bottom of the lens, it is beefed up quite a bit in that loop. The loop is also very apparent when you're wearing it. So it can give the shape of the frame more accents in certain areas if you do a bold loop versus just the regular thin minimalist loop.
Okay, so I'm going to share one more piece, and that is this new titanium Jorik, J-O-R-I-K. It's a 56i 16 bridge. Now back to like colors again. Nice blue, maybe highlights the eye color a little bit better, or maybe you want to do something that highlights skin and hair color a little more in shiny gold like this one, for instance. But a really clean rectangular look, just nice. Again, getting back to that, this is getting back to like what the core of what GÖTTI does best, that very Swiss minimalist, like pristine design details. And you know, look at that beautiful shiny finish right there. Beautiful shiny finish with acetate, matte finish, temple tips, smooth and thin and slide on easily and comfortable to wear all day long. So much good here from GÖTTI.
Did you want to do those? Those three are new too.
Oh, okay. We have one more, maybe one more new. Now this is one of those shapes that is a kind of a deeper, kind of, not a teardrop, but kind of an aviator. This is Graham, and Graham is a 53 eye size, 15 bridge. And so those of you that like a teardrop, and so this is interesting because when I first looked at this shape, I just looked at it in the case, I thought that because of that downward slope right there, this might not be the most flattering shapes, because there are some shapes that kind of, I call them sad shapes, that kind of look a little more droopy on the face, but I'm actually not getting that when I look at it on myself. I think it is actually a lot more flattering than I thought it might be, so kudos to the design team there. This is the silver version color of it, and yeah, this is very nice, like lots of vertical depth, all kinds of cool ways you could customize lenses to really make this a sharp, unique look. And back to that minimalist, you know, thin, stretched thin titanium, beautiful polishes on the titanium. So lots of good stuff here, and lots of good, I mean, this is a great release.
Yeah,
really.
it is. It really is.
I'm really, I think they outdid themselves, because, you know, sometimes you go too far with like the 70s stuff and, you know, it's not really wearable. It's just a little bit, it looks out of date, but I think these look really nice and they're really on point for, you know, what we like to wear today. And this special event, I want to remind everybody, in-store special event, trunk show for GÖTTI Eyewear today only. So we have specials on all of these pieces that you see right here. If you saw something you like, you can call us, we can help you. Over the phone, we have a 20% off special today only on the collection. And those of you, of course, that live local to us, we invite you to come by the store today, Friday, and check out these new pieces. After today, they're all going to go on back. And of course, we'll have some of these in stock in the coming weeks to share and to have. But we've got the full boat with us today.
The full boat?
Yeah, full boat. So what do you have here?
I have a perspective sun that is absolutely super fun.
This is going to be your favorite pick of the day?
This is probably my favorite pick of the day.
Yeah.
And part of it has to do with the fact I just love this lightweightness. I love the fact that it is a great fitting sun. It's almost light enough to where you can wear it as an indoor. One thing about GÖTTI, they do have proprietary lenses for their suns. So they have 6 different colors. They also offer a polarized version as well. So if you do not need prescription and you want one of these fun shapes or fun colors as a sun we can order it from GÖTTI with one of their proprietary colors, and it can already be done that way for you.
Yeah, my favorite pick of the day is going to be the DC02 rimless, and that's this beautiful double bar rimless right here. So many fun ways you could customize this. And I don't think I mentioned, I mean, that's the gold color, but this is available in silver and black, also shiny gold, also shiny silver for the metal components on the bridge, top bar, and temple arms. So that, I think, is going to wrap it up. So unless anybody has any really quick questions for us, we've got to wrap it up and get the show going here. So
I still like this one too. I mean, I think this is super fun. It's super fun.
Well, and again, you know, all of their titaniums are really nice, especially the precious objects. And if you haven't seen the precious objects, I'm gonna do, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but this original release, models 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the precious objects, I do have a full YouTube video exploring all the shapes, so you can check that out on the Hicks Brunson Eyewear YouTube channel. And that's all we've got for you today. Yes. We hope everybody has a great weekend. You know, we're in holiday mode. It's time to be with friends, be with family. You know, people are starting to go to their Christmas parties, their company Christmas parties. A lot of those are happening this weekend. So everybody be safe this weekend and enjoy. And we will see you all back right here for another Friday Morning Live next time.